Okay, this is DragonofEternity and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail, patch 7.0 MSQ, or Main Scenario Questline, or Main Story Questline. In the last video, we boarded a train, and we went through the Vanguard Dungeon. And now we are in the 5th zone, Heritage Found. And I guess, needless to say, it wasn't quite what Erenville was expecting. So, yeah, hopefully this video we can find maybe his mother, maybe Uklamat's nursemaid. Let's find out. The land of Levin. Erenville looks upon Yassolani in disbelief. It doesn't make sense. That tower, was it always there? No, definitely not. Nor the wall over there. The material's not something we use in Taral. It's closer to what we saw at the gate to the Golden City, or those mechanical soldiers. Such a massive structure couldn't possibly have been built in so short a time. Then I'm inclined to assume we've been transported to another location, or perhaps... Well, speculation will avail us naught. We need to learn more before we can draw conclusions. Let's take a look around then. So, follow the train road. And we're back to regular mount speed. Defective turret. Who are you? Oh, there are a lot of you. Axbeak. They really having me go down there? Really? I was having fun exploring the tracks. This place is unnatural in a way I've never seen before. This place is isolated by the dome, yet the skies are heavy with thunderclouds. The air is oversaturated with lightning-aspected ether. It could be that the Ninth is being used as a umbral calamity for the electricity, maybe? Who knows? I recognize the lay of the land is definitely Yassolani, and yet... haven't seen anyone so far. That looks like a train station, doesn't it? That must be Yassolani Station, where the passengers disembarked. And perhaps we'll find someone to talk to there. Let's go and investigate. I do not like the look of that thing. I do not like the look of that bird. Northwest. So it'll be over there then. I would like to get at least one in this video. Where are you? Ah, there you are. Should we really be saving those new locations for the Dragoon? Uh-huh. Alright. I'll say. This is a water tower for trains, isn't it? Besides enormous alien structures, we have more familiar sights like this station. Mm-hmm. It's fallen into total disrepair, almost as if it hasn't been used in decades. Well, time does flow differently in the different shards, doesn't it? Like a week in ours could be a year in another. Just because it was, like, equilibriumed from the first to the source doesn't mean that it's the same with the other shards. This aetheryte is of a Torelli design. I'm pretty sure this is Yasolani Station. But from the state of it, I'd swear it was abandoned years ago. I'm not sure what to make of this. We should look around a bit more. Gather info at the station. Alright. Dilapidated building. This building is a rotting husk. It has clearly been many years since anyone lived here. Yeah, if we are in a 9th, then I think this thing's broken. It has eyes. Rusty train tracks. The tracks are heavily rusted. It would seem they haven't been tended to for a long while. Uh-oh. You find a train turntable. The thick layers of rust suggest it hasn't been used in years. Yeah, I think that time dilation is a possibility? It might be. Finished poking around, have you? Let's gather everyone. Then I want you all to take a look at this. It's one of the mechanical soldiers, long since broken apparently. But I'd say its presence confirms this is indeed Sir Eljar's domain we're in. What about the rest of you? Did you learn anything? So all evidence suggests this is Yasolani Station. Aye, and I've no doubt we're in Yasolani, but I don't understand why these buildings are so run down. They were completed barely a year ago. For new structures to deteriorate and enormous ones to appear in a flash. If I didn't know better, I'd say time flows differently here. Is such a thing even possible? We have encountered this phenomenon before, as it so happens. Although it may be difficult to believe, our world is but one of several. In some respects they are all similar to one another, but in others wholly different. We call them reflections. Simply put, the rift between dimensions causes time to flow at a different pace in each world. While hours pass in one, years may have come and gone in another. But if this is Yasolani, then we should still be in the source. The flow of time should be synchronized. I'm not sure I follow all this talk of reflections and dimensions, but if Erenville says this is Yasolani, then it must be. Your village is a little further along, right? Erenville! Oh, yes, it's a short distance to the northwest. Let's head there next then. Rather than talk theory, it's always better to confirm things firsthand. May I be of assistance? It's still functioning? It doesn't seem to be hostile, at least. Perhaps we can ask it some questions. Can you tell us where we are? Unable to confirm credentials. Bzzzt. Please present citizen identification. Unable to confirm credentials. Bzzzt. Confirm. Bzzzt. Confirm. Bzzzt. Seems broken after all. Too strange by half. Let's leave it be and get going. Wait, they were taking souls out of people. Oh no. Are those lightning rods? Would you accompany me for a moment? There's something I wish to investigate. There you are. Look there, the lightning appears to be drawn to those pole-shaped structures over yonder. The design suggests there's some manner of lightning rod. Let's go and take a closer look. Is that a good idea? This isn't the... No, we had the Final Fantasy X Thunder Plains in Shadowbringers with Ramuxion. The similarity is striking, though. This material appears to be the same used in the mechanical soldiers and warships. On closer inspection, it appears to bear fine etchings, rather reminiscent of arcane runes, these. I suspect they're not merely decorative. I would posit it's used to harness lightning as a source of energy. Quite impressive technology. I'll share this observation with Vishtola. For blessing, the dome doesn't appear to interfere with link pearls. Thanks for accompanying me. Let's head to the village and find the others. Okie dokie. Heritage found. 5 as always, and the 10 ether currents as always. So I assume it's 5, 10. Yeah, it is 10. Oh shit. Oh, Aaronville. Let's stay vigilant. No sign of anyone. This is Aaronvin's village? Yeah. What in the world? Is this the AM music? Yes, it is.
My home. It's in ruins. But why? What happened here? And where is everyone?
I had a look in a few of the other houses, but they had clearly been abandoned.
Damn it all. None of this makes sense.
Excuse me,
Are you looking for someone? I apologize for giving you a fright. However, I did have reason to keep to the shadows. Sorolcha has told me a great deal about you.
Sorolcha?
Greetings, and welcome to the realm of Alexandria. I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
Queen of Reason?
If you are the Queen of Reason, is there perhaps a...
Yes, if you mean to ask if there is a King of Resolve. Zorulja holds that title, and together do we reign.
Then you're both behind the attack on Tulihiola.
And I doubt you're here to offer us a warm reception.
No, you have it all wrong. I am not come to fight. Zorulja rules alongside me, but that is a matter of expedience. In truth, we are at odds, he and I. It is at considerable risk to myself and my people that I come before you to beg your aid.
Our aid? I'll admit I cannot imagine King Zorolja is keen to share and share alike. But if what you say is true, you're still the Queen.
Indeed. But I was once the sole ruler of Alexandria. Until one day, he appeared, bent on conquest. In my weakness, I feared his power. So I persuaded him to forego violence and strike a bargain. I would remain queen, and he would receive technology that would empower him to achieve even loftier ambitions, along with the knowledge to use it. A gamble, to be sure, but if it might spare my people...
If I may, the dome surrounding these lands was erected but recently. How is it he was able to not only invade, but instate a new system of leadership in a mere matter of days?
I've never heard of your realm. And this place is, or at least was, Yasolani. The house I grew up in is still here. But 3 years ago, that tower and these strange contrivances weren't. Nor was our village in ruins. Where did you come from? And what happened to the people who lived here? You must know!
I realize how confusing this all must be. Truth be told, I don't fully understand it myself. What I can say is that one day, people from your Tuliolol suddenly appeared here in Alexandria. Or perhaps it was we who found ourselves in Tuliolol. Until but recently, we were completely unaware of events taking place beyond the barrier surrounding our realm.
Does this not remind you of the Crystal Tower? How after the 8th Umbral Calamity, we devised a means to transport the Spire across time and space from the source unto the First. Granted, this is on a much larger scale, if that is indeed what has happened. Not only the people and structures, but also the surrounding environment. Regardless, the people of Lakeland perceived the arrival of the Crystal Tower much as the Queen describes her own experience. Sudden and inexplicable.
Well then, you appear to have a better grasp of our circumstances than we do. Indeed, more than I dared hope. In which case, a closer examination of the effects of this phenomenon may afford us more insights. Allow me to take you to the outskirts. A number of the Shatona live there as well. Perhaps your acquaintances are among them.
Hold on. If we accept, there's no guarantee we're not walking into a trap.
But if we're to defeat Zorolja, we need to understand how he grew so strong. Besides...
You're right.
Queen Sphene, before we go, Your Majesty, I have to ask, did you really have nothing to do with the attack on Tulihyolal?
Noble Wook Lamart, shall we dispense with the formalities? I'll not deny the soldiers and airships that attacked your people are products of Alexandria. But it was Zorolja, not we, who fashioned them into weapons of war and laid siege to Tulihyolal.
So he alone is to blame.
No, I may not have prosecuted this war, but I nevertheless bear responsibility for it.
Perhaps. I know next to nothing about you, let alone what you've been through. So by all means, show us around. I think we'll learn a lot from meeting your people.
Wonderful! If you would follow me.
I take it there will be trouble if Zorolja hears of this. Isn't it a little odd for the Queen to be walking around on the lonesome? Sure.
Is that concern or suspicion? If things should take a turn for the worse, might I call upon your aid? I jest, of course. But you do strike me as the most capable here.
So you're Sphene. Yeah, you're Sphene. Okay. Okay. I think it goes without saying, but we're not going to trust her just like that, right? Any way you look at it, a mysterious girl who appears out of nowhere, proclaiming herself a queen is suspicious. Yeah. The 8th Umbral Calamity has been added to the Unending Codex. Alright. A royal welcome. Alice is inclined to keep a close eye on the Queen. Well, having established that we should be wary, we could use more information. So let's head to this place, the outskirts, and see what we can learn. Perhaps about Sphene as well. Humble static. Alright, so we're heading there. So that would be... trying to wrap my head around this. So clearly the 9th is technologically advanced. So in that case there would have been the technology to teleport the city to the source? Alright. A most unusual farm, but the produce appears normal enough. Have you ever seen such strange contraptions? I wonder what this one is used for. Well, it looks like it's giving sunlight and water. Those brick buildings, I've seen them like before, though I can't remember where. The innovations of Alexandria are nothing short of extraordinary. It's a relief to see the people here are well, at least. Which ones? I trust you have similar farming facilities in Tural? They're completely different from ours. I've got no idea what all those machines do. We settled on this approach after some trial and error. The Turali have their own methods of farming, which they wanted to continue employing. But the environment makes it challenging. There's too much rain and not enough light. Thankfully, the use of electrope has allowed us to fortify the buildings here, as well as provide what nature cannot. Electro what? Electrope. It's a material we use for myriad devices and applications. A topic for another time, perhaps, if you would follow me. We're nearly to the outskirts. I suppose crops are growing. Elias. The lamp seems to be about the correct brightness. Now to check the crops to see if any further adjustments are needed. Alright, guess they've all gone used to living here. We'll need mesh to keep the bugs off. Alright. Well, you've got cattle here. It's a cutscene now. I'm gonna talk to you in a second. Gemstones. Alright, so we're at the main place then. Skywatcher. Alright. Gemstone Trader. Your wares unsuited to recycling. So we're unfortunately out of stock at the moment. Progress for the main scenario. Alright, alright. Slow mount I go. Then, can I go across there, or am I stuck to the one side of the map? I know I should be going for the story, but I just want to check. Yeah, am I stuck to one side? Like I was for the first 3 zones? Or Where can I get past? No, I can get past just fine. Alright, lovely. I don't know about that bit. Might be quicker to just TP. It's a relief to see the people here are well. Hopefully the same can be said for everyone in Yassulani. It's a rather lively settlement, isn't it? In defiance of the ceaseless gloom, almost. It's fascinating how they've combined traditional bricklaying with electro-based engineering. A curious blending of two cultures. I'll admit, I've seen nothing particularly suspicious. Yet. This is a town now, what? A village? Or at least it was, before the dome and these strange contraptions.
Here we are. Though you'll doubtless find much of what you see in Alexandria strange, the traditional agriculture practiced in this village at least should be familiar.
Queen's Fiend? What business brings her here, I wonder?
The Queen has come!
You look well, Paquine. And Katonya, I see you've already taken to your new position.
When she introduced herself as queen, I was expecting someone colder. Honestly, she reminds me of you, Namachi.
Me?
It's only natural for a ruler to love her people. And I should like to know them as best I can, even the most trifling details.
The more you come to know them, the more you grow to love them. Who they are and what they've built.
That's it. Beautifully put.
And it would appear that she is well loved in turn.
Your Majesty, you honor us with your presence. And who are these fine people?
Tuliolo's vow of resolve Wuk-Lamat and her companions. They come from beyond the barrier, but you needn't worry. They are good people and are to be treated as my honored guests.
The rumors of a link to the outside are true, then. Wuk-Lamat is still so young. Where are my manners? I am Popone, a leader of sorts of the people living out here.
Papone? That is a Tonawautan ring to it.
Right you are. I take it you hail from this region as well? Teshpiani, perhaps?
Yes, I do. I don't suppose you know a woman by the name of Kafkiwa?
Kafkiwa. I'm afraid I'm not sure if I've ever met someone with that name.
Oh. Mother isn't here. But it's a relief to know at least some of the people of Yasolani are alive and well.
Your mother, you say? Now that you mention it, I do see the resemblance.
You know my mother?
I do. Yes.
Then tell me, please, where is she?
I cannot say. Not here, but I promise I will in due time.
Don't show us the robot and then say no.
I have a question, Pepone. Do you recall what happened the day the dome first appeared?
The barrier? Well, I remember fixing a shelf that had collapsed after a terrible earthquake. Then the ground began to tremble. There was a brilliant flash of light, and then... Forgive me, my recollection of it all is rather poor.
You needn't push yourself, Pepone. After 30 years, no one could blame you for not remembering.
30 years? As in 30 years in the past?
Absurd though it may sound, there is no doubt in my mind the events that led to the joining of our lands occurred 30 years ago. Which is not to say I understand why our perceptions of the intervening time are so radically different. We only just became aware of the discrepancy when Zoralja's military base was completed, and we were at last able to venture beyond the barrier.
I believed you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
"30 years. Little wonder Zoralja assumed our father had already passed away.
It's not unlike how time passes differently in the First and the Source. The fluctuating space of the rift between them disrupting temporal equivalence. Perhaps the same holds true here, and time flowed faster within the dome.
Meaning this is a place of another reflection, or piece of another reflection. Do you suppose time is still passing faster in here? I mean, both of these are good.
I cannot say for certain, but I strongly suspect that to be the case. And based on the Queen's account, this encampment may have come to serve as a physical bridge between the two planes, after which the dome was forced into the Source's temporal flow.
If we're to be certain of anything, we need more information. Sveen, would it be all right if we had a look around and spoke with the townspeople?
By all means.
Time to see what we can see of Alexandria, then.
And its people. I may yet find familiar faces among the survivors from Yasolani.
Even if I don't understand the half of it, I would learn more of this place before we confront Zorolja.
Perhaps you'd care to see how we make our living. Though we have always prided ourselves on the use of traditional Tonawatan farming methods, the use of electro-fueled technologies has led to countless agricultural innovations.
I would join you as well.
Ma'am, please, you needn't trouble yourself.
It's no trouble at all. And I promise not to cause any manner of distraction.
Reassuring words, or they would be had I not heard them countless times before. Very well, but do be careful.
Of course. I shall proceed with the utmost care. Now then, if you two would follow me, we can begin the tour.
I can't say that I trust her yet, but I trust that her affection for these people is genuine, and that's enough for me.
Years. I think your handmaiden might be, yeah, probably old age. One of my friends was just assigned to the Royal Hunter. Gods, I wish it were me. Ugh, if only I passed the exam. Touring farmlands with the Queen of another nation is not how I expected to spend my day. Never is. Electrop has done much to improve the efficiency of the farming, but hasn't replaced everything. The people wanted to preserve their old way of life, and we did not want to force ours upon them. We went to such lengths to let our cultures could coexist, even going so far as to learn our tongue. I'm sure everyone appreciated that. Communication was thankfully not an issue, for the Turali tongue is surprisingly similar to Alexandrian. Of course, there are words and phrases for which there is no equivalent, but those can be taught with minimal effort. Through mutual respect, understanding, and patience, we Alexandrians and Turali have learned a great deal from one another. And I'm sure there was much you wish to learn as well. So please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. A day in the life. Tart Turali pie. Smeen is eager to show you around. Alright. Rather than bore you with lengthy explanations, let us head back to the farm we passed earlier. Yeah, I don't know how to say that. Yuppie's Hollow. Or Yuppie's Halo, it is called. We can speak with one of the farmers when we arrive. I guess we're off to Yuppie's Halo. I wonder if that's one of the headwares you can unlock. Maybe. I honestly thought this place was underground. This video is going to be a lot longer. I see you there. Playing Triple Triad reminds me of an old friend, Tuliolal. How about a game? All nice non-swap decision. Alright, dissension, I should say. Alright. Oh, you. Hey. No, still bad. I don't have to use that one, do I? No. No. You. Alright, alright. Yeah, it's not same, so I should be fine. Let me guess, you're only gonna be that. What do you mean, There we go. Alright, I will... Yeah, I guess I got 2 NPCs to try and card hunt from. Lovely, lovely. Alright, so back to this quest. And this is the cutscene I was seeing people go through. Alright, alright. What do you suppose they keep inside this building? Here we are, I'm sure you'll learn a great deal from the workers here. Allow me to introduce you to Mahusa, one of the most experienced farm hands in all of Alexandria. She's well versed in the myriad farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she has shared with the other farmers is what has allowed this place to flourish. Queen's Fiend, to what do I owe this sudden shower of praise? My apologies for the interruption. I am come with guests from beyond the barrier. They wish to learn more of Alexandria, so I invited them to see how our crops are grown. I do hope that's right. So the rumors of visitors from the outside were true. What manner of hosts would we be to deny them a good look around? And I gather your majesty also intended to check on things here? You know me too well, Mahusa. I thought to seize this opportunity to see how the farmers fare, and perhaps pepper them with a few questions. I do so enjoy observing and taking part in the work too. Twould seem, what twould appear, we have her permission, so please, walk the grounds to your heart's content. Alright. You go on ahead, I'll keep Fiend company. Don't misunderstand, I'm not the suspicious type, but given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together, wouldn't you say? A fair point, but be sure not to let me out of your sight. I shall remain under Wuklamat's watchful eye. Pray, come find us after you've seen your fill and spoken with the other farm hands. Alright. I don't suppose you guys have the thing attached here? Nah, you're just the same. Alright. I should probably ask Raw if the place was moving faster. I could always check in the unending journey. Aye. Hello. Light levels appear to be fine. As for the power source... you wish to know about my job? I tended fields mostly, watering crops, keeping the soil fertile, and so on. It admittedly took some time until I fully understand how best to carry out my duties. I also manage the lamps we use in the fields. We do our best to keep everything up to code, but should they ever start to malfunction, it's up to me to fix them. The land and sky, being what they are, ensuring a rich harvest, makes for constant work. But honestly, I enjoy how involved the process is. Both my parents being Alexandrian, I didn't grow up knowing much of anything but farming. Every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. Alright. There's a lot of talk about Alexandrians, but we haven't actually seen many Terralians. Apart from that one guy. Oh, an unfamiliar face. I gather this is your first time on site, eh? Yep. Well, this is a storehouse, or rather the entrance. The real storehouse is underground, much more spacious, and equipped with a temperature regulation system to keep the harvest from boiling. Since the entrance is so small, it's much easier to prevent wild beasts from wandering inside, which also makes it a viable facility for breeding and raising livestock. We've even got a few beds down there for emergencies. My parents often complain about how Alexandrian technology and electro complicate our lives, but it's just a matter of learning how things work. Take my job, for instance. I'm presently overseeing the storage of harvested crops. They'll be taken up to the tower for processing, and from there find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. Alright. Ow! What the? Why? Microsoft Store just got... Why? I thought I was past this with another crab's treasure. Right, I gotta make another note there. Pod, whatever I'm on. Edit out, down, Microsoft, noise. I thought... Mixer. System sounds are muted. Then what the hell was that? This computer amazes. This computer never ceases to annoy me. Uh-huh. They'll be taken up to the tower for processing, and from there find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. The work is hard, I'll not deny, but I take great satisfaction in what we do. Alright. They're saying that you and yours are visitors from beyond the barrier, that true? Yep. So it is, which means we're connected to the outside world again. Not that I have a desire to leave you, mind you. I'm quite content with life here in Alexandria. How about you take that thing off and then say it. But setting that aside, you're here to observe our work, right? As you can see, I'm in charge of livestock. Here at Yuppie's Halo, we produce not only fruits and veg, but also meat, poultry, and eggs. Tending the animals is an absolute joy, but I have to be careful not to grow attached. It's always a little sad when they're shipped off, but a job is a job. Well, I need to get back to it, but it was nice talking to you. Please give my regards to the Queen. Alright. God, it's been so long since I heard that bloody Microsoft noise. Speak with Sveen. Where are you, Sveen? I honestly didn't know your name until this video. I saw there was a Sveen card, but I was thinking, who's Sveen? Is it the mysterious lady? I didn't have proof. It's a shame Korn is not here to see all these bizarre contraptions. I see, don't be too hard on yourself. Anyone would have been hard-pressed to deal with such a thing. Oh, welcome back. My apologies for failing to notice your return. I gather you've had your fill of speaking with the farmers. Let's return to Mahusa. Oh, cutscene time. Well, what are your impressions of the farm? Everything was surprisingly normal. I was amazed that everyone loves their work. Electrope is quite impressive. I was amazed that everyone loves their work. A curious observation, do you not love your own work? I mean, it can be a pain in the arse sometimes. Oh, but I jest. It's true that the people of the outskirts seem the most fulfilled. Always. They take their duties with good cheer. And what did you think of a little tour, Lamity? What did you call me? Was that inappropriate? My apologies, I heard the others call you by that name and I thought... No, it's fine. As you said before, we've no need for titles and formalities. As for my thoughts, I was very impressed. That machines could be used to overcome so harsh an environment is amazing. They could be used on the first. I've never seen anything like it. The feeling is understandable indeed. Many still find the machinery behind me baffling. It's like a TARDIS. It's a system that controls the distribution of water for the fields and livestock. It's been acting up lately, though. Acting up, you say? You needn't worry, my queen. It happens fairly often. But simply, it's taken in water that had a strong lightning charge. We think some creatures have become charged up with energy, and they're releasing it into the river we use as a source. The system should return to normal if the creatures were dealt with, but I'm reluctant to beg it off the army. How about I do it? We could take care of it if you like. As the most gracious of you to offer, but it is much too dangerous. Oh, it's no trouble for the fire resolve for Tuliolal. Regardless of how the relationship between our nations may develop, if there are people in need, I want to help. Simple as that. And Marishna is even stronger than I. It shouldn't take us long at all. Oh, you're roping me into this? I wonder what that dialogue says there. Then very well, I gratefully accept, but please take all care. Aye, aye. This ought to go even faster if you and I search for lightning-charged fiends on our own. Good hunting. It's always back to hunting, isn't it? God, her dress is just like... I do not doubt your strength, but please be careful. Aye, aye. Destination. Thunder Spirit. I used the wrong one. I should probably have that up here. Aye. That might be a plan. Oh, come on. Let me through! Marble. Woo, turn in. This might be the last one I can do today. I think that's for the best. Yeah, I can take some time exploring here, getting the Ether Currents, and not flying in Zone 4, and just have a jolly old time with it. Ah, you're both alright. Thank goodness. You needn't have worried so much. We barely broke a sweat dealing with the fiends, so they're all gone now. Of course I was worried, you're my dear guests. But thank you, we truly appreciate this. Indeed, of this we won't have to ask, as they're all Jaw's machines for help. He's been making a concerted effort to bolster his forces, sparing but a fraction for the people's protection. He thinks nothing of our safety, unlike Queen's Fiend. That's enough, Mahusa. If you have grievances, I will hear them later, but to speak of the king now... No, she's right. He's never been one to look after his people. Anyway, thanks for letting us tour the farm. The folk here are delightful, and it was a pleasure to meet them. You couldn't have favoured us with more uplifting words. My people are my pride and joy. And you never fail to let us know how much you care. Of course, you're my precious family, all of you. Aww. Wait, are you Iron Mouse? You seem a good swordsfiend, that I'll admit. But you'll forgive me if I'm not ready to lower my guard for the enemy queen just yet. For you to be called that, I dread to imagine what villainy your majesty has committed. Come now, this is no laughing matter. A ruler is responsible for the welfare of countless lives, and one wrong decision can lead to untold suffering. Failure is unconscionable. Now, I believe we are done to the farm. Let's move on then, shall we? Da, 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 da. On the cloud. Spin will take you back to the outskirts. Alright, I told you, you bastard. I will continue this next time then. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.